morning and welcome to another Gribbly's Folly Sunday Antisocial Hour. That time each week when I smoke my pipe and complain about humanity while answering all of its questions. And if you are a piece of humanity with an itching, burning, swollen, throbbing question out there for me, leave it in the comments down below with the hashtag AskGribbs, and I will answer any question. No question goes unanswered on this channel. My brethren and sistren in the YTPC will be glad to know that I am again smoking Old Dark Fired Ready Rubbed in my Missouri Meerschaum Diplomat Apple. Isn't that nice? And if you're coming here from somewhere else, that's a custom that we have here in the YouTube pipe community, and we're going to spend part of this video talking about the YouTube pipe community, so let's get to it. Can I just take a minute? I really try not to have dead air in my pipe videos, you know? And in fact, I've been on Reddit poking around in the pipe tobacco subreddit, and I've been reading some critique of the YTPC, and the main thing is that we all spend so much time smoking our pipes that it's really hard to listen to us talk. But sometimes you just need to take a minute at the end of your week and savor your tobacco and your coffee. It's just really nice. It's really nice. Okay, so big announcement after talking about this in my last video about Danny Shore and the future of the YTPC and everybody's paranoid ravings about what's going to happen to us when the health Nazis shut everything down. I took it upon myself, like the standard bearer of high society that I am, the community organizer, the civic leader, I have created a subreddit called RYTPC. The responses I got to that video include a lot of folks pointing out that we have, if not many hundreds, we have thousands of people in the YTPC. I got a lot of comments. Tea and Tobacco did a whole video on the enemies at the gates, the health folks trying to shut down tobacco content on social media. And I just think it's important to say right now, before we go any further, this may not be harmless, but it's at least as harmless as beer, right? Like, pipe tobacco, pipes and cigars, in any sort of moderation, enjoyed responsibly, as we tell people to enjoy their craft brews, enjoyed responsibly, have very limited health risks, and we're not talking about giving tobacco to kids here, right? Like, that seems to be the thrust of all the arguments against what we're doing, is that we're out there giving tobacco to kids. We're just begging kids to smoke. Have you ever seen a kid on the YTPC? Most of us are like 90. So it's a different thing, and it's worth saying because maybe somebody will stumble on this video and think, oh, these pipe guys, this is part of their plan to recruit the youth into their terrible habit. Well, it's not really. I don't care who smokes a pipe. I have no interest. Oh, well, but the manufacturers do. Dude, you know what? My favorite tobacco is Squadron Leader. It's got a picture of a World War I airplane on it. Like, do kids even know that World War I happened? Were there airplanes in World War I? No, that's right. It's a Revolutionary War airplane. I just couldn't let that one slide. All right, so a lot of people have said a lot of things. Paladin Piper says, I think we should really start looking at creating our own platform. And, you know, that would be great, but we already have several of those. And the problem with those is they're not under our control. Not that a subreddit is either, but Reddit has made its reputation based on freedom of speech. And there are, like, there's an R heroin. I didn't know this until I started doing some research. I found this subreddit called R heroin, and I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be for like people in recovery. No, it's for people that like heroin. It's really frightening. They post pictures of their heroin scores like we post pictures of our pipes and tobaccos. Anyway, if that is allowed on Reddit, surely us old codgers can smoke our pipes on Reddit. And so the thing about these platforms that are ours, Pottsville Piper started one, and it puts undue stress on the person that starts it. And unless that person is the owner of like multiple bulletin boards online, or the owner of a smoking pipes or something like that, it it conflicts with personal. It takes a lot of energy to run a board, you know, and so I believe that getting on major platforms is the best approach. So what I've done, I've created a subreddit called RYTPC, and I'm not trying to steal anyone else's audience. If you have your own board, please post it down below. I'd love to join it. But what I'm trying to do is make a place specifically to talk about the YTPC, not to talk about pipes and tobacco. We got plenty of places to do that. But to talk, like, if you want to come and say, hey, I just made a video, I'm a YTPC, you know, creator, here's my video. Great place to just post links to your videos, but also to have these sorts of discussions. Hey, did you hear, you know, pipes, cigars, and lawnmowers got shut down by the YouTube Gestapo the other day? You know, when things start happening, if things start happening like that, if channels start getting deleted, because I think, you know, some people said that the monetization stuff doesn't bother them, as it doesn't bother me. I'm not monetized. But what's scary is when things start getting shut down and deleted, we will have this place off of YouTube to discuss YouTube. Join up. Go to Reddit. The subreddit is r/YTPC. I am the moderator, which means there are no rules because I don't have any time to moderate shit. So, join up. Leave me a message over there. Post your videos. Post whatever you want. If you don't want to join, fine, but know it's there. And so if you wake up one day and all your favorite pipe presenters are kicked off of YouTube, you'll know where to go to find their content. Timber Drifter says that YouTube is a dying platform, and I tend to agree with that. I think that YouTube has passed its prime in terms of being a cultural phenomenon. When you go to the front page and all you see is videos from people who are already celebrities, it's what's the point? If I wanted to see celebrities, I would just watch TV. So yeah, YouTube is not going the direction I would like for it to. But on the other hand, I'm not the CEO of YouTube. I can't really complain. And here's the other thing. When I started, when all of y'all started, it's not like pipe smokers are ever going to be on the front page of YouTube. You know, I mean, who's the biggest pipe channel? Matches? So, you know, Matches has tens of thousands of subs, but that's nothing compared to people with millions of subs. They're going to get on the front page. So this has always been a place for people who are looking for advice, looking for guidance on how to start smoking a pipe. You Google how to smoke a pipe and a YouTube video pops up. So it's no longer really about the platform. We're kind of flying under the radar right now. None of us are ever going to take over and be the next PewDiePie, but I think that we're doing good, and there is still a community, and we are still providing useful information. Not that I've ever done a how to smoke a pipe video on my channel, because everybody else does better videos of that stuff than me. But we're still there. Let YouTube crash and burn around us, until the day that they pull the plug on the whole thing. We're doing all right. Typing Piper asks Gribbs, what's a Reddit? Well, Gramps, there's a website called Reddit, and on that website there are subreddits, and that's where everything gets reddited. So I hope that answers your question. Cherry on Top made a great video for Pride Month about how the YTPC also has this sort of, it's got a different fan base than what we might think. That some of the old fat codger pipe smokers like myself, we are actually objects of sexual desire for a demographic. We are smoking bears, which I knew what that was. I mean, hell, I once sent Possible Piper a GIMP mask in the mail, but I had never really thought that, wait a minute, there might be people out there like actually watching YTPC video. Like, you watch a smoking bear video and you know who the target audience is, right? But there might be people watching our videos for their own interests. And that's great, that's cool. But it makes me feel, it makes me feel jealous that Cherry on Top got all this attention and I didn't get any. I mean, come on. Do you know when the last time was that someone told me I was sexy for smoking a pipe? Never. So that's it. No more talk of this issue on my channel at all. If nobody out there is going to tell me that I'm sexy, Cherry on Top, I don't want to hear it. Sometimes the YTPC is just the YouTube equivalent of Mean Girls. Derek Tant asks Gribbs, excited for the return of Dunhill pipe tobacco? Really, Derek? Really? You can't. You got your little stick, Derek, and you're just poking people. You just poke. Let's be diplomatic about this, shall we? I am excited that those of you whose taste in tobacco are so poor that you actually enjoy Dunhill blends will have something to satisfy you. Now, when STG buys McClellan blends, then we'll talk. Sound Dude says, not monetized? Why then do I keep seeing brown sugar Pop-Tart ads? Or is it supposed to be subliminal advertising? It's not advertising, Sound Dude. Anyone who's watched this channel for more than a minute should know that the appearance of brown sugar Pop-Tarts in my videos is a dead man switch. As long as you see brown sugar Pop-Tarts show up at some point in the video, or at least get a mention, then you know the government agents haven't gotten to me yet. If you don't see a brown sugar Pop-Tart or hear it mentioned in my videos, that means that video is a deep fake and I'm actually saying words that Nancy Pelosi said while she was drunk. Over a pipe, asked Gribbs, having just walked through the Garden of Good and Evil in Savannah, Georgia. Oh my gosh, what is it, like 190 down there? Come on, man. Having just walked through the Garden of Good and Evil in Savannah, Georgia, and contrary to your previous comment that nothing is inevitable, is death not inevitable? Okay, so one of the most disturbing things that I ever read was this story, and I believe it was like 1971 science fiction anthology from I can't remember where I read the story, and I can't remember who wrote it, so it doesn't matter. But the story pointed out, rather accurately, that there is no subjective experience of death, right? Like, we all have objective experience of death. We run over animals in the road. We watch our friends and loved ones die as we get older. Or maybe not older. Maybe they die, when we're young or whatever. We have these experiences of death. We know that death exists, but none of us has ever been through it. So we don't have any subjective knowledge. What is this actually like? And so this story took this in some really, really terrible directions that basically supposed that there is no death and that it wasn't quite reincarnation, but that your consciousness is eternal, as many religions promise that it is, and how much that would actually suck. It's kind of getting off the rails a little bit, but my point is, do we really know that death is inevitable? Do we really know what death is? Many, if not most people on the planet, believe in a religion whose doctrine probably asserts somewhere or another that they can escape death. So I don't think you can say death is inevitable. Now, certainly the death of the physical body is likely, but given like transhumanism and where we're going with technology, maybe not. Francis Barnett quotes me in my Yabo video saying, nobody has better workbenches than me. And then he responds with this. Regarding Sir Tom Jones, the singer, it was not just famous women who garnered his attention, but the star professed to have bedded up to 250 women a year at the height of his fame. Female fans would throw their underwear on stage. His after-show conquests were so notorious, he would take fans to a backstage groupie area known as the workbench. Ask Gribbs, would you challenge Sir Tom Jones to a bench-off, even though he's now in his 70s? I would say that I know that I'm in my late 30s when that prospect just makes me feel tired. 250 women a year? 250 separate women? So, I mean, I assume you're taking up the other 115 days by repeat encounters, right? So, but 250 individual, is Tom Jones married? Who is this guy? I mean, he looks like the Grinch. Okay, personal life. It sounds like his wife died recently. Wait. I don't know. Okay, well, here's an affair. So he was married. What is this guy doing? Wait. Jones was married to Linda Trenchard from 1957 until her death in 2016. They stayed married Despite his many well-publicized infidelities, they have one son. He had many well-publicized affairs. In a 2008 interview with Blender magazine, Cassandra Peterson, better known as Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, revealed that she lost her virginity to Tom Jones. No, I will not challenge Tom Jones to a bench off. Number one, STDs. Number two, who cleans the bench between shows? You know what I mean? Like, do they just use any old workbench that they find backstage, or is there like a bench that they take from city to city? Number three, I'm really happy being monogamous. That sounds fun and all for like a week, but 250 women, can you imagine? Can you imagine the chaos that you would be emotionally if you connected with that many women or people or whoever? Like, if you just had that many people in your life, even if only for a short time, short, intense encounters still matter. That would drive me insane. Making fun of all my wrong predictions, Fireplug1701D says, didn't you say Trump would take the economy down? Wait for it. Sam in Bithelo asks Gribbs, if you hurt yourself casting fly rods, aren't you doing something wrong? No, there is no right or wrong as long as you are catching fish. That's the only moral standard in fly fishing. Are you catching fish? Well, I guess there's also like, are you catching fish and not using mop flies? Grant by the River says, I worked in an office much like the one you speak of in my last week's antisocial about, I talked about how I worked in a cult, basically. Ask Gribbs, didn't they make a show about that place called The Office? Never could watch that show without ending up in the fetal position, blubbering about repetitive typing. You know, I love The Office, the show, but there is a show that makes me react that way, which is Portlandia. I cannot enjoy watching Portlandia because I live in Asheville and it's just too close to the truth. And it's pretty outlandish, you know, the scenarios they come up with, but like I have seen actual versions of those scenarios play out among people I know here. But the main thing that's true, the main truth that comes through is how seriously everyone takes themselves. And that's, you know, when I worked in the cult, that was a thing. That was definitely the owner of the business once called an all-staff meeting and referred to himself in this meeting as the Emperor. Lutrasaurus asks Gribbs, when playing bellows-blown bagpipes, do you prefer Northumbrian small pipes or Ulilean pipes? Northumbrian, because I can pronounce those. Seriously, I know where Northumbria is. It's right above Umbria, and I don't know where Ulier is. I don't know where the other place is. So I'm gonna have to default to the bagpipes that come from the place that I know about. I didn't even understand that there were multiple types of Wait a minute. Who came up with different types of I mean, how many different ways can there be to make a bagpipe? A set of bagpipes, plural. How many different ways? Like, all you're doing, you got some bellows and you're pushing air through some pipes, right? So, what? I mean, Lutrasaurus, please explain the difference. That's it for today. All the questions have been answered. All the questions have been answered. And I hope you'll go sign up for Reddit and join us on our YTPC. There's already a few of us over there. Obviously, go follow me on Instagram, @Gribley's Folly. Instagram is another good way to keep in touch, but it doesn't... Yeah, somebody mentioned Instagram TV, and I don't know if that really... I don't know how to work that. So therefore, it's not that I'm old and out of touch, it's that that's not a good platform. It's going to be 101 degrees here today, and this place is turning into an oven, so I'm going to call this one quits. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed being with me as much as I enjoyed being with you. Keep the ends out for the ties that bind.